I would like you to take 5 seconds and try to fill in the blanks. You probably filled the blanks differently, and that's all right. This is a small representation of what's happening in pharma today. Fragmented information leads to fragmented decisions. And this is why drug repurposing fails. Not because the science is wrong, but because information is fragmented, filtered, and never reaches the right people at the right time. Let's make this real. Cosentyx isn't just a treatment. It's Novartis' multi-billion-dollar gold standard for conquering psoriasis. But behind all of that success was significant operational friction. During development and indication expansion, the issue was not efficacy. The issue was decisions and how they moved across the organization. Here's what broke down. Handup's fragmented decision making. Teams moved forward with different assumptions, and critical context was lost along the way. Endpoints were scientifically valid, but not fully aligned with what regulators would ultimately define as success. By the time alignment happened, trials were already designed, and change was very expensive. And this is a critical point. The drug worked. The process corrected alignment too late. Novartis succeeded because it had the scale, the time, and the financial flexibility to absorb those late corrections. But most purposing programs don't. Let's fast forward to today. Pharma has more data, more analytics, and more AI than ever. But the operating model hasn't really changed. Research and development, clinical, regulatory, and manufacturing still operate as separate functions. AI is optimized for discovery, but not decisions, and handoffs still lose context. We have more data than ever, but less confidence at those go, no go moments. And that is why repurposing, which should be faster, often isn't.
AI hasn't failed pharma. What has failed is how AI has been applied. Optimized for insight, disconnected from accountability. Pharma doesn't need more tools. It needs a disciplined way to turn insights into confident, approvable decisions. RDP, Repurposing Decisions Protocol. This is the opportunity. RDP is not a platform. It does not replace scientists. It intervenes exactly where value is lost today, at the first two repurposing phases and expansion decisions. RDP integrates four capabilities: intelligent workflows across R&D, clinical, and regulatory, process-level digital twins, governance embedded AI with explainability and bias controls, and R&D plus regulatory co-design from the start. RPD doesn't make decisions for people. It makes sure people never make decisions blind. Let's translate these four pillars into what they mean for Mark, the executive accountable for go and no-go decisions, portfolio, ROI, and regulatory credibility. Intelligent workflows. Mark stops chasing update across functions. The workflow brings the right evidence to the right decision gate, so decisions move with clarity, not confusion. Governance embedded AI. Mark doesn't get a black box recommendation. He gets AI insights that are explainable, bias checked, and audit ready, so he can defend decisions internally and externally. R&D plus regulatory plus co-design. Instead of regulatory feedback arriving late, endpoints and evidence strategy are aligned early, which reduces redesign cycles and prevent costly surprises after trials are already underway. Process-level digital twins. Before committing capital, Mark can stress test scenarios, different trial designs, timelines, and supply implications, so he can choose the fastest viable path with the lowest regulatory and operational risk. So for Mark, this isn't more AI. It is a fewer surprises, faster alignment, and higher confidence at the moments that matter most.
Imagine running a psoriasis repurposing program today. Clinical teams define endpoints based on scientific rigor. Regulatory teams review them later and often ask different questions. Manufacturing plans sequentially waiting for certainty that comes too late. Each function does its job, but it's in isolation. Now imagine the same program under RDP. As endpoints are being designed, an AI-assisted alignment module flags where regulators are likely to push back. Before timelines are locked, A repurposing pathway simulator models alternative paths, faster and safer. Nothing is automated blindly. A human in the loop governance layer ensures decisions stay owned, documented, and auditable. And before handoffs even occur, RDP highlights where delays and rework are most likely to emerge. Same teams, same data, but decisions happen earlier, when change is still cost effective. We model a deliberately conservative scenario. Assume 10 repurposing programs over 5 years. Not a transformation of the entire pipeline, but just a focused portfolio slice. If RDP helps the organization avoid only one or two late phase 2 failures, that alone prevents 60 to 120 million in stock development cost. The total estimated cost of running RDP, including governance, AI support, and decision infrastructure, is about 20 million over 5 years. That means 300 million or more in net value, with an ROI exceeding 10 times. This matters on three levels. For you, the executive, it provides clearer accountability and fewer late surprises, giving you confidence at every go or no go decisions. For the organization, this fosters higher retention and better capital efficiency through scalable governed decision making. And for the patients, the result is faster patient access to effective therapies, with fewer delays caused by process misalignments. Let's close where we started. In the past, Novartis suffered when alignment is corrected late. To date, the industry still operates the same way. RDP exists to change that. Drug repurposing doesn't fail because the science is wrong. It fails because decisions are misaligned. RDP is here to change that, making sure science doesn't die because organization readiness should never be the reason a program fails. The question is no longer whether the science is ready, but whether you are ready.